It has to do with college football and the fact that the University of Colorado, Colorado CU, the Buffs, a lot of attention with Deion Sanders, their football players had jewelry stolen out of their locker room during their game against UCLA. And I think we have a couple videos of them being asked about, hey, did you guys lose your stuff? Just kind of some uncut footage. Do we have that, Brad?
Yeah, that's right. Take a look at this.
Yeah. So they're gonna get in touch with y'all
In the locker room, bro.
During the game?
During the game, bro.
They stole the chain? Insane, bro. They stole yours? During the game.
You go play football, bro, and know your shit safe, dog. Something messed up, bro.
During the game. Boys get back in the locker room, chain gone. Somebody broke into the locker.
Nobody knows shit, bro. Nobody knows shit. Stop looking for dang, bro.
All right, so you kind of get the idea there. Yeah, so apparently there's a lot of jewelry that was stolen from the Colorado locker room, and I don't think that there's any leads as to who or what did this, but man, some pretty crazy shit going on in Colorado, or in the Colorado for the Colorado football team.
Yeah, I mean, if you think about it, I tell people this just in my case, when I played in the minors or everywhere I go, I always was careful about where I put my stuff. In the minor leagues, it's nothing to do with the actual people that, you know, the locker room attendants. They're there to help you, but there are other people, especially when you're at the CU's in the news all the time. You're going to play on the road. There's a lot of dumb shit that can happen and people can break in. And this is the exact example. Like, I never put any of my stuff. I think one of the guys did say he had stuff in his backpack. That's why he didn't get taken. That I never left anything out in the open if I brought it. And if I didn't, I wouldn't bring it to the field just because of stuff like this, especially not at your home ballpark. But nuts. And then wasn't that the same part of the game? There's a big controversial play during the game as well with Shilo Sanders.
Yeah, football's dead. I mean, we've seen a few NFL players comment on this very passionately. I know Richard Sherman was one of them, but it was as clean of a hit as you can ever make. I'm not sure. Do we have the hit clip ready? The hit clip? Yeah. So here we go. I mean, it's put your shoulder pad to his shoulder pad. I mean,
that's exactly what I thought too. And we saw RG3 comment on this as well. So, you know, you have offensive players, defensive players kind of coming to the defense of Shilo here. Like, you can see it. This is the best angle, I think. Yes, there was some contact made with the helmets, but that's what helmets are for. But it was very clear that this was not targeting and that he was leading with the shoulder. Like, you just saw the momentum. Yeah, that right there where he like lifts up his arm, like you can just see he wasn't spearheading this guy. And for Shilo Sanders to get thrown out of the game for something like that, I think is just absolute bullshit. I mean, we have the flag football coming in 2028 for the Olympics, and it sure seems like this is where things are headed.
Well, I'm not sure which player, I want to say it was Richard Sherman, said it, but the biggest concern isn't necessarily that, okay, this was some vicious hit that needs to be taken out. It's that now to avoid getting ejected, players have to go low. And they were saying a receiver would rather get hit up high, take that hard hit up high any day of the week, than you clip them in their legs and that they're out for 3 weeks with some knee injury. So that's what they're now telling players is you have to go low. And that's going to cause a whole different set of injuries.
Yeah, I think this is one where the NFL has got it right. Like, they do a good job of, you know, with it, if it's a clearly like head-to-head crown of your helmet, that's like he's seen what he's hitting. And, you know, for these guys, they go and play college ball and they have 10 times, 12 times to go out there each year. And sometimes happens in the first quarter. I forget which quarter that was, but, you know, mid-game. And it's like, this guy's laying his ass on the line. It's like, you can't think about that in a split second. And to take a kid like that out of the game, and, you know, you think of like the NBA, right? Like, you only call so many fouls on LeBron, so he's in the game. Like,
exactly.
We're talking about dollars here, right? Like, people want to see that kid play. And I'm sure Deion has had plenty to say and will be writing letters to the refs association and whatnot.
Yeah, it's just crazy that that was a textbook hit.
Yeah,
Like that's
it was
just
such a
what's
good
crazy
hit.
is
That's
like
the thing.
it's
Such a
literally
good
the
hit.
textbook hit
Yeah,
that they teach you. Like
Head up,
Yeah.
shoulder through his shoulder pads,
put the shoulder
and
through,
just squared him up.
and
Yeah.
now you're ejected.
I love it.
I do too.
I absolutely love it.
I
I
guess
think
you
he
got to
should
go
keep
at the
playing
knees.
that hard.
Yeah, now you just got to
You
go at the
know?
knees, I
Yeah,
guess.
the last thing you want to see is a guy like that start to hold up and like
Yeah.
not make those plays.
Yeah, that's what we see in the NFL. So many of the guys will go for a hit, and we say, "Oh, they're giving up on the play. Oh, they don't want to hit anyone anymore." Well, if they do, they're ejected. They get 15 yards, so it's not worth it.
Yeah, it's something that's not going to be, it hasn't been fixed overnight. It's not going to get better. Obviously, trying to get kids or parents to have their kids play more, that's the biggest talking point in sports, right? Is how do we have our kids play more football? That's you're seeing more flag football. But in those moments where if it's not a malicious hit, when guys are going full speed, how the hell are you really supposed to? And I even looked at it. There is a difference between dirty hit, like very dirty players with dirty hits, and just being in the wrong place at the wrong time. To me, I think you just got to let that be. That's an unfortunate circumstance. But that's the business that they've chosen, but that's the business that the NFL is going to have to deal with in the future. NCAA football and the NFL is going to have to continue to deal with.